My husband's decided to grill for me. Like I said, we have DID, and there's a small child in me that refuses to grill chicken in front of chicken. I can't be mad at her. That's a good baby. She's like, she just feels like it's really, really disrespectful to to grill chicken in front of chickens. And so we got everything seasoned and ready, and my husband's gonna barbecue. And I was gonna stay out there with the barbecue and stuff, but I try to respect my own, all of my personalities, and like having a child personality make things weird. Like she's gonna be more than happy to eat the chicken. However, she does not want to grill the chicken in front of the chicken. Sorry guys, it's hot in here. I can't turn off the heater because the heat is to keep the eggs warm. So that heat in my back is like, oh. So yeah, where were we? We were talking about Claiborne Homes and Foot Homes and stuff. I think, what was that? It wasn't Foot Homes I lived close to. It was it something Fields? I forgot all the name though, but it's something Fields when we lived on Saxon. Memphis. I'm so surprised that there's like a big Tesla situation. I mean, a Tesla factory or something they're doing out there. I'm surprised that's happening. But the way Elon Musk set up, if he's trying to do anything nefarious, Memphis is the perfect place. So I was just reading some stuff the other day, and I didn't know that Elon Musk has set up a factory in Memphis. You know what I mean? He literally has some type of factory. I'll Google it later and tell you guys what it is. But yeah, he set up shop in Memphis, and that to me is curious. Memphis is the Wild Wild West. Memphis is where you can work at the when you could work at the Queen of Hearts when you were 14. Everybody remember the Queen of Hearts. Man, one of my favorite memories of Memphis though, as a kid, and I got my ass whooped for it, is Crystal Palace. Going to Crystal Palace is a rite of passage. If you didn't go to Crystal Palace when you were growing up in Memphis in the 80s and 90s, you missed it. There was nothing like getting dressed up, putting on your best ponytail bobbers, your cutest socks, making sure your lip gloss be popping, and then going to the skating ring on the best nights for kids to go that were my age were usually, I don't know if it was the Sunday skate. I know it was a Friday skate, there was a Saturday skate, and there was a Sunday skate too. And I think for a moment there was a Thursday skate. But for kids like me, I think the better day for us to go would might have been the Sunday skate because that's when like the older adults were there doing like old school skating to the good music to that old, say you want to talk to, I'm just let me float to I did it, do your thing, baby. You know, um, Crystal Palace to a kid was like going to the hottest place in the world, like the hippest place. Everybody was wearing their hoop earrings, had on their best jogging suits. Man, I miss those days. The days where all it took for kids really to enjoy was that skate ring. You put on a skate, probably 15, 16 billion other people wore. And as beautifully cylindrical as it was, they had like the training circle for Crystal Palace in the middle, right? So everybody who couldn't skate was supposed to stay their non-skating behinds inside that little training circle. But everybody who could skate, they go in that big, well waxed circle of a floor. And it was like I see roller skating and rollerblading coming back, which is good. But man, y'all will never be as good. I've seen old school Gen X still skating. Y'all ain't gonna never be like that. Seriously, it was like you spent all your time making up a skating routine just to go like show off on Friday and Saturday. Everybody would be matching in they jogging suits. Wasn't about claiming sets or anything. It was just about I'm gonna outskate you. I know corny for during that time. Corny was okay. I don't know. Like there's a time somewhere in the late '80s and mid '90s where corny went out of style, dance battling, having a crew that will like break dance with you or a crew that will skate with you to like, intimidate other crews. I lived in that. And I'm telling you, y'all can never battle like that. Like all this unnecessary, all the violence, show me your talent. Most of y'all can't aim. But seeing people on the dance floor, not the dance floor, but the skate ring, watching the different crews interact, seeing the side eye, the side looks, the skating ring girls that just hung out at Crystal Palace looking hot. All of them like looking have the typical around the girl way look, lip gloss, big ponytails, lollipops, gold chains, big freaking hoops. Man. And that's crazy, right? Because when I was a kid, I thought that experience was going to be forever. Places like Crystal Palace, that would never go out of style. People were always going to be skate battling, dressing up like they cruise, choosing the best music and just getting out there. It really made me sad to find out that Crystal Palace was shut down in Memphis for a minute. I thought about buying it, for a second. Like I was looking at it because it was for sale for a minute in Memphis. And I looked about buying it. And I was like, yeah. And I was talking to my brother Sonny about it for a minute too. So I'm like, you can sell clothes out of there. You can do the skating ring. You can have a little bar. We can make it just like the spot in Memphis if we own Crystal Palace. The crazy part about that, though, is when you become the spot in Memphis, you also become the spot for gun violence. And that's sad. Even when I was growing up, the Crystal Palace had its share of gun violence. They tried to keep as much of that, that culture out of the inside of the palace and on the outside. Like, yeah, folks was slanging, you know what I mean? They were slanging, they were dealing, but they weren't dealing inside the palace. They were dealing outside the palace. Then it got to where everybody was reckless, and people just started getting more and more reckless, and so there were so many shootings in the parking lot. And this is like, you think about it, as a skating ring, there are kids there. Crystal Palace wasn't just for adults. It was made for kids. And look at all these crazy adults up there shooting up dang Crystal Palace, and then the kids can't go skate. The same stuff that we were privileged to grow up with. Man. Old school nights. I used to watch my big cousins before I was to go get dressed up for Crystal Palace. And I used to be like, oh, I can't wait till I'm old enough to go to that skating ring. And even when I got old enough to go, I'd stand in that little, the kiddie circle. And I tried to learn to skate, but I was so distracted by the phenomenal skaters on the floor. And my ADHD and fascination and autism would completely distract me from the fact that I was at the skating ring to skate. And I'd end up standing or sitting on the edge inside that little circle, just watching everybody skate by and that beautiful flow. All that synchrony. It was like watching a ballet on skates. And nobody thought of it as not masculine. There was no, I don't know what changed so drastically. The, even when I lived in Hurst Village, like I'm I'm not OPP Hurst Village like my cousin, like Raph is, and my deceased cousin Peanut was. That's OPP Hurst Village. I will never claim to be OPP Hurst Village. My first memory of Hurst Village is me standing in an Easter dress in the hot sun, and my freaking edges were hurting because I had to get my hair pressed for Easter. And you know how that happens. That grease runs down your back and your face when you're getting your hair pressed. And so I was just mad because I was having to stand in the sun. But that was Hurst Village. And Hurst Village, at that time, there were East egg hunts in the hood. And this is before it became, you know, this place. Like, I was so shocked when I went back to visit Memphis, like, several years later, and went to the projects to, like, you know, visit what used to be the projects for me, only to find that it was replaced by these, like, prefab houses with horseback cops. I was like, well, okay. And you know what? Doing that did not improve the hood, guys. You just had the hood mess up prefab houses. The hood is the hood for a reason. I'm not saying everybody in the hood don't take care of their stuff. I'm saying that most people in the hood have trauma. And with trauma comes a whole host of things. And one of the things that come with trauma, a lot of times, is being messy. It is what it is, and I understand that completely. And so the original concrete jungles were probably a better idea. They were safer too. And so when I was a little, I spent a lot of time in Hurst Village and in Foot Homes. But as I grew older, that's when I was staying in Claver Homes, and I can't remember the name of that dang fields, but it was right across from Saxon, man. Yeah. Yeah. Like stupid stuff like that, I go back and I look at, and I'm like, why does it mean so much to me? Well, it means so much to me because I'm missing Mississippi. The reason why I hold on to memories of the hood is because of those two people. That's it. They were worth saving to me. And all the stuff that I've recklessly forgotten, that I've thrown into the sea of forgetfulness, the kindness of Mr. and Mrs. CB, extended into my heart so much that I tried to lead by the example I was shown by them. I was given, I was loving, I was kind. Even though I knew that that doesn't mean that everybody is going to be responsive or it's not going to go right. I didn't expect a return on. When you invest in people, don't expect a return, and I didn't do that. But I did like Mr. and Mrs. CB did. I see somebody in need and I help. And I look back now at the lesson I learned in the end that even with all the help they gave, the neighborhood still let them down. The hood that they raised. And like, how can me and those people come from the same hood? Easily. I asked the same thing about how me and some of my siblings can come from the same womb, completely different people. I had siblings that will wait until my family was first really getting into the epidemic. I had cousins and siblings who would go buy a pack right around the 1st or the month or the 15th or whenever they knew it was coming, in order to just sell it to our family and make sure that. And it wasn't like they were putting that money back in the house or to help. They were just profiting off their family's pain. And that was what I grew up thinking was normal. Anybody worried? This is lavender lemonade, and it's so good. It's way too sweet. Love tattoo. Was that between that and the dice? Oh my gosh! And another memory of mine, one of my favorites from 955, was Pokino. And that's like, we really got into Pokino before the family was into like rugs with the D. They were really, yeah, my family has addictions running through it like crazy. And so they used to be really into Pokino and things like that. And so at my aunt's house on 955, they'd have these big Pokino games. All the friends would come over, it'd be beer, you know, people would be smoking, they'd be sending the kids to go do everything. But they sit there and gamble. And I remember sitting at the table once or twice trying to learn, and that's when I realized I've never been meant to gamble. I did not have the gambling gene. I also am not a lucky charm to gamblers. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like I'm a lucky person, but something about gambling, it just never it never worked with my spirit. I don't know if it was just the potential for addiction, but with me, addiction has to have purpose. Like, what am I getting out of giving you my money at the casino or a poker table if I'm not getting anything else out of it except writing you a check? I could write you a check and leave. That's why I think my problems were more other actionable things to use. Oh my gosh, I am flying through this, guys. We have so much to plant. You know what's crazy though? Like, I didn't hear from really nobody after my brother died. Like, but you know what? Like, I didn't even know if my brother had friends or not, who his people were. There was one chick claimed to be his wife. I ain't never heard of no wife. I heard of one gal my brother had. And that's the only gal I know my brother had. And that's the only gal I ever saw as my brother's gal. Like, it ain't never been nobody else. It never will be either. What's crazy is my brother and my other brother, or my cousin, they got with sisters when they were young. Like, I forgot which sister was older, but I think they were like 12 and 13 or 13 and 4 when they were young. And so my brother and my other brother got with sisters. One of my brothers, he married the sister he got with. He was with her for like forever, man. I think he was like 14 or so when they had their first baby. They ended up having like 6 kids together in a long marriage. But like everything that goes for that long, sometimes it gets toxic. So they went their separate ways, and the seventh kid was a kid he didn't find out about until like after he'd already had kids, I think. But yeah, that man got 7 kids. My other brother, Chris, the one that's already passed. My other brother getting ready to pass. He has cancer. But my brother that's already passed that died from the results of diabetes or heart stress. It's a long story. If I go into it, I'll get sad. So let's keep going. But yeah, my other brother, he died in 2018. He died in 2018, and then in 2019. Hold on for a second, my husband here. What's up?
I think the food's pretty much ready. You didn't want any like barbecue sauce or anything on it.
Just that you make sure you cut through the chicken's piece of chicken to ensure that it was
No, I
done
was
through.
about to, but I was making sure there was nothing else you wanted.
You can add barbecue sauce because we'll be using it for salads.
Yeah, yeah. I feel you.
Oh, will you check on the barbecue beans for me?
On the what?
Barbecue beans.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Is the corn ready? Or did you throw it over to heat more? My husband is deaf too. He can't hear. Like he worked in the bomb dump in the Air Force forever, and he can't hear a thing. Eh. Yeah, I'm getting pretty much close in here. Like that's the last tray. I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and move that tray out and kind of like slide it so it can be easier to access. Ooh. I can show you guys what I'm doing. This is the tray right here, and so on the top of these trays, they have like on the top of you see they look like little cinnamon rolls. On this side are the plucked ones. These still have the lid on them. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. And right now I'm gonna adjust this racks so that I can easier start plucking this one. And this is the last one up here. And so we have thousands of these little starters to get ready. Thousands. If you're not paying attention to the world right now, I'm not all doom and gloom, but you should be. Always have a skill. Always know how to forge. Always know the safest spot if anything ever goes crazy is the city. For hold on for 1 second, that's my phone. Hello? It is Sabrina. Hi. Oh no, I'm sitting here getting stuff ready for my garden. Daniel, how are you? It's okay. I'm so at my limit. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna. I said I don't even know if I want to sell at this point. I've been looking at stuff to buy, and unless I get enough of an offer to like go and immediately be able to like buy like get something for and like pay enough of it off to finance something new, it's just not going to be a good time. You know, before all this crazy stuff start happening, the world is insane. I should probably just stay put until the world calms down. Oh yeah. Oh man, it's under. I think it's under 3 now, but the house is worth well over 6. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Oh for sure. Like if there's anybody who's looking to pay over $1 million for it, I'm more than happy to give it to them tomorrow. Well, and stay with me. You never know what changes. Oh yeah, and we do. Yeah, as soon as this world comes down, for sure. As soon as this world just comes as like tits for just 2 seconds, we'll be able to do something. Mm-mm. Oh yeah, keep it for sure. Because you know I want to leave. The only thing that's keeping me here is the state of the world. So we'll keep it. We'll definitely keep touching base. I'm still looking at West Virginia. I'm always looking at property and farms there. So we are still looking. It just has to be lucrative enough to make the move. Oh, no, you are so fun to talk to. Like, really, keep in touch. I've enjoyed it. And you should come by and see the farm anyway. Yeah. Yeah, you should totally come by and see the farm. Yeah, when you get a chance.
Food's ready.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Call me. I'll light the grill. Yeah, I'll light the grill. I'll make you a drink, and you come just look and see what the house looks like. Oh, no, we're still working on those upgrades. No, we're still doing, yeah, because we've already bought it. You know, we bought the material, so it'd be like silly not to use the material. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're gonna love it. Oh, you're fine. You're gonna love it. He see, we got this idea on a secret door because we were looking at this one of these DIY secret doors for the basement to make the basement look more like a secret interest. Yeah, so we're gonna work on that too. Yes, yes. I know. Yes. Yes. Oh, you're fine. Oh yeah. If you hear anything, if you hear anybody looking for property in this area and they're willing to pay way above market value, tell them they have somebody here. Yeah. Yes. For sure. Mhm. One of the things we want to ask is, do you think we should convert the garage back to a regular indoor car garage where you could drive the car? Because right now this one has been it's been converted to a closed off garage to where the garage, it still has the opening for the garage door to be put back, but right now we just park the cars in the lot and we use this as more of a space to just deal with the plants. But in the remodeling sense, do people prefer to have a drive-in garage with that and add value? Okay. Oh yeah, my husband's okay, yeah, my husband's dad owns a construction company, so they do a lot of construction here. So the door is already still fitted to have the garage door re-put back in. Like whoever put the doors up just covered up the lift for where the garage door panels things would go. So it would be like maybe yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we use it just as a garage, but not we don't drive the cars in here because we just yeah, we didn't make the redo the opening thing. But if the open, my husband said that having a car garage where people can warm up their car and be warm and stuff like that usually makes people happier. So thank you, thank you. You too. Yeah, if you get out, remember the barbecue grill's open. I will. You too. Bye bye. Yeah, before everything went crazy, um dang it. I meant to say hi. Okay, ganger. I for keep saying forgetting to say hi.